Beginner's Guide to Median Mode and Quartiles. This post should answer your basic questions about median, quartiles, and mode, this live stream, and how to evaluate them. I'm a math educator teaching mathematics to high school students and college students for the past 3 decades. And I can tell you exactly what you need to be studying to understand median, quartiles, and mode. In this age of ChatGPT, where artificial intelligence takes over teaching as well, I cannot stress how important it is for you to avoid common mistakes which students make. So that's me adding a humane approach to learning maths. And median, quartiles, and mode, how do you calculate it? In layman's language, a median is the middle value of a set of observations arranged in ascending or descending order. For a set of discrete values, you have to first arrange the data in ascending or descending order. Then, depending on whether you have an odd number or even number of values, you calculate the median. So, if there are n observations x1, x2, xn arranged in descending or ascending order, the median is given as the n plus 1 by 2th observation if n is odd and equal to the n by 2 plus n by 2 plus 1th observation by 2 if n is even. So basically, if n is even, you take the average of the n by 2 and n by 2 plus 1th observation. My students generally find it easy to calculate the median for odd number of observations, and even number of values require a little more of work, but with a little help, they usually get it right. What happens for a frequency distribution? Basically, you can divide the frequency distribution into two types. One is a simple frequency distribution without class intervals. Here, you first calculate the cumulative frequency. I usually recommend using the lesser than cumulative frequency. I tell my students to divide n, that is the sum of the frequencies, by 2 and then look at the frequency table and identify the median. For a grouped frequency distribution, there are two methods of calculating the median. First, you draw the cumulative frequency curve using the ogive, and then using the ogive, you determine the median. As I tell my students, you need a high degree of accuracy here. Alternately, there is a formula to calculate the median which makes it very easy provided you remember it right. And quartiles are the values which divide the data into two equal parts. There are four quartiles: the lower quartile, the second quartile, also called the median, and the third quartile. The difference between the third and the first quartile is called the interquartile range. How will you calculate the quartiles? Again, for a set of discrete values, you arrange the data in ascending or descending order. You then calculate the quartiles using the formula. I make my students practice the case when you have a fractional value as well. Again, for a simple series or a simple frequency distribution, arrange the values in ascending or descending order, and the lower quartile is Q1, which is the n plus 1 by 4th observation. Q2, the median, is the n plus 1 by 2th value, and Q3 is 3 into n plus 1 by 4th value. Note that this applies only for discrete values. And for a simple frequency distribution, you calculate the cumulative frequency. Then using this, you will calculate the quartiles. For a grouped frequency distribution with equal class intervals, you can either use the ogive or use the formula for calculating. For a frequency distribution with equal class intervals, Q1 is L plus n by 4 minus C by F into I, where L is the lower limit of the first quartile class, C is the cumulative frequency of the class preceding the first quartile, F is the frequency of the quartile class, and I is the width of the class interval. In simple language, coming to mode, mode is the value which occurs the most frequently. Calculating the mode is one of the easiest things to do. My students just love calculating the mode for a discrete set of values. Just take the value which occurs most frequently. In this context, note that you can also have two modes called bimodal distribution. Coming to a frequency distribution, if the frequency distribution is simple, just take the value with the highest frequency as the mode. For a grouped frequency distribution, there are two ways of calculating the mode. My students just love the graphical method where you plot a histogram and then move on to calculating the mode. The second method of calculating the mode is using the formula, which is again quite simple. I've enclosed a few formulas as images, and I will also be sharing my YouTube shorts, which has the formulas in the link. Still needing help? I have given you a basic idea of median, quartiles, and mode and how to evaluate them. In case you need some more help, you can contact me for online tutoring. You can choose between one-to-one tutoring or group tutoring. Again, you can tutor topic-wise or for the entire syllabus. You can choose whichever suits you best. I hope this stream helps you. Would you like to share this piece of advice to your friends who may need it? Empower yourself and others. Thank you.